Is your plan killing your vision? Listen, this is going to be a quick video. I want to talk about something that's keeping a lot of us from being successful. And it's simply our desire, or what we think is our desire, to plan out what we're supposed to be doing instead of executing. And I already know this video is going to be powerful and impactful because I've already recorded it and there was no audio, and it was a powerful message. And I'm telling you, there's a reason, and I don't know what you believe in, but there's something that's trying to keep this message from getting out there. And I believe that this is something that can really change the perspective on what you're trying to do and what you're willing to do, right? And so we know the Bible speaks of writing it down and making it plain. And we talk about vision and execution and faith. And the Bible also talks about faith without works. And today I want to talk about the work side of things. Because a lot of us believe that unless we have the perfect plan and it's written down and we execute it like it's supposed to happen, that's the only way we can be successful. And I'm here to tell you that that's probably not going to happen. And so a lot of you haven't started because your plan, you haven't been able to execute this plan that you made. And what's the crazy thing about it is, for most of us, not everybody, you can raise your hand if this is you, but our vision is typically bigger than we are, right? And so you will never have the perfect plan in order to execute the vision that's supposed to happen for you, because it's bigger than you. And that's what you got to realize. You know, you can write all day, but sometimes the enemy can use the desire to plan as a distraction to keep us from ever starting. I want y'all to let that sink in. Sometimes the enemy can use the desire to plan as an opportunity to keep us from ever starting. And that's what we got to realize. Some of you don't even realize that who you are isn't the person that you need to be in order to execute the vision that has been put upon you. You're not even the person that it's going to take to execute this vision, and you don't realize it's the journey that's going to shift you and mold you and turn you into that person. It's the process. It's the failures. Can I be honest? Some of you have failure in your process. But because you never start, you ain't able to fail. You ain't able to learn from it. You're not able to adjust. You're not able to pivot and move on. It's going to be some ups and downs and ups and downs. And it's no matter what you do, you're going to have to do that, right? But you can't get the progress, right? Because you just will not start. Now, am I saying planning is an inappropriate thing to do? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying you shouldn't have SMART goals that are, measurable and time sensitive? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if your desire to plan it perfectly is preventing you from starting, it is a distraction. Hear me good. If your desire to plan it is stopping you from ever starting, it is a distraction. And we got to be able to discern the difference, guys. Some of you, God has placed something in you and you can't figure out why. Matter of fact, I don't even think we're doing it on purpose. I think it's subconscious that we think that we're trying to be a steward over the idea. We're trying to be a steward over the gift by making sure we do it right. Some of us hide behind the mask of I'm a perfectionist. And honestly, you're not a perfectionist. You're a procrastinator. Woo! A perfectionist, matter of fact, a perfectionist ain't nothing but a pretty mask for a procrastinator. Some of you just don't want to do what you call to do because you're scared of what failure may look like. If we're going to be 100% honest, some of you just don't want to do what you're called to do because you're scared of what failure may look like. And I'm going to be honest with you. You may fail. But when you're failing in the direction of purpose, bro, it's all wins. When you're failing in the direction that you're called to be in, you can't lose. And so I want you to realize, because this fear is something that eats away at a lot of us when it comes to starting what we're supposed to do. But I want you to know that your inability to start, your reluctance to start, is a guaranteed outcome that you're going to have to deal with anyway, right? And so a lot of us who feel failure, I want you to know, if you never start, you're guaranteeing the thing that you're supposed to be afraid of. Woo! Y'all, you're guaranteeing failure. So if you were supposed to start that business and you never start, the business failed because it never even started. So the thing that you're so afraid of, you're guaranteeing it. And the only chance you got of maybe making it happen is to get started. So your fear of never doing it should be bigger than your fear of failing. And guess what, guys? If you do fail, and I'm talking about hard fail, I ain't talking about little bumps and bruises. If you fail all the way, let me tell you something. Even if it ain't the thing you're supposed to be doing, it's going to lead to the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Right? So y'all know for me, I was a pharmacist. I went to pharmacy school, got my doctorate degree. And guess what, y'all? I'm okay with that not being my whole story. Right? Will the thing lead to a thing? A lot happened for me when I went to pharmacy school. I met my wife. I met the network of people that I work with in my business now to this day. And so there's a lot of things that will come out of, and that wasn't necessarily a failure, but there are a lot of things that will come out of the process if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So listen, I'm encouraging every person on this video. I don't want it to be long. I didn't want it to be deep. And you know, I had to redo it for a reason, but I want you to know that if you're watching this video, you do not need the perfect plan, right? I do not want your plan to be killing your vision. I want you to get started. I want you to get started. So if that's what your business idea, I need you to get started. I need you to figure out, instead of trying to figure out how long it'll take, ask yourself, how fast can I accomplish this thing? I was watching a video on Instagram yesterday, and he asked, it was a business coach, and he looked around the room and he asked people, what is the percentage chance that you will make $1 million this year? He goes around the room, people saying 0% chance. Some people saying 0.1% chance, 1%, 5% chance. He went back and he asked everybody, okay, well, let's say this. Let's say everybody you love would die. What is the chance that you will make $1 million? People said 100%. Some people said 1,000% chance. Now, how, and all of a sudden, is there such a shift in a belief in their ability to do something? Was it the goal that changed? The goal didn't change. Was it the business that changed? The business didn't change. It was their why. Why were they doing it? And I think a lot of you have forgotten why you were supposed to be doing the thing that you were called to do. Some of you are so focused on planning a vision that you forgot why you were doing it. Whether that's for your kids, whether that's for your spouse, whether it's for your grandkids or your great-grandkids, you don't know. You're doing it for a reason, and I need y'all to lock back in on that. Right? Lock back in on your reason and get started. Your plan doesn't matter as much as you think it does because it's going to change. You're going to change in the process, and I guarantee you, who you are today is not going to be who you are when this vision comes to pass, right? So listen, if you need help, if you need a community, maybe you're just not around the right people who thinking like you thinking. Maybe you need to be a part of a community of people who are getting things done, who are executing, who are finding ways to be productive. I have a community called Media Mastery where I also show you how to use media to get your vision to the next level. I provide coaching, I provide inspiration, and I think I can help you get to where you're trying to go. So look, the link is in the bio. I dare you to click it. I dare you to click it, and let's take your life to the next level. Listen, until next time, don't get in your own way, and don't let your plan kill your vision. I'm Daryl Devon, and I enjoyed talking to you today. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.